there is such thing that I have to say. Okay, so we don't know that we all need to actually can claim all this personal injury related stuff. Okay, I think now I can welcome our friends from Facebook. Okay, welcome guys. And my name is Suren. I'm your moderator today, and we have a very, very interesting topic by a very, very professional and also very learned person. Okay, Mr. Shashpal Singh is going to share to us this special topic called accident, personal injury claim. Hey, please take note as much as possible, and also do let us know in comments. If in the comments, if you guys have any questions or you guys want to know more about any particular matter related to this personal injury claim. Later, he's going to share with us a lot of his knowledge. Okay, and today everything is going to be FOC. Thank you to Mr. Shashpal to share with us his knowledge about this personal injury claim. Okay, many of us have gone through so many, events in our life where we know that actually we can claim the damages for the cost that we are paying for the damage, for the stress that we are going through, for the time that we are spending to recover all these things. Actually, there are ways to claim. Today, our Mr. Shashpal will be sharing about that. Okay, let me go on. All right, so before we go on, okay, as usual, we actually have the latest financial fitness test. Okay, financial fitness test is for us to know about our fitness. Okay, when you want to know how far can you run, you have to run and see your stamina, right? But on financial, how to test our stamina? Okay, so this is the way for us to check. So we can actually do scan this QR code or screenshot this and keep for yourself later. Also, you can do this financial fitness test so you can know better about your financial standing and what are the things you need to do next. Okay, so we also got another special gift for you guys. This book, guys, MCM Book of Blogs, the MCM story, might actually give you some exposure and some the light bulb moment for you guys to learn more about investment. So come and learn about this MCM story. Okay, we have this special book that we have prepared for you guys only for those people who are commenting MCM. Go ahead in the comment box, comment MCM, so that our PR in Facebook can find you and send to you this ebook. Okay, make sure you get a hold of this, go through it, so that you can have the light bulb moments for you to learn more. Okay, so that you can also learn about start your investment journey with MCM. But of course, today a topic is not about investment. Today's topic is about personal accident claim, right? Okay. And before we go on, of course, as usual, we want to do a disclaimer. Okay, so today's event, we are not here to give advice. Okay, so we are here sharing our knowledge and experience. Mr. Shashpal, of course, no doubt he have many years of experience managing, and but then when he share his opinion and when he share his thoughts, it might not be relevant for you because it has to be case by case basis. Also, of course, need to study in detail whether things are which advice is suitable for you. All right, so please don't take this as advice. Okay, but then we are giving you guys as much information as possible for you guys to do extra further studies or research about it. Okay, so please do not record today's presentation, and those people in Zoom, you guys can mute your phone. All right. Okay, so I would like to take this opportunity to share a little bit, a very quick one about Max Capital Management. So Max Capital Management is not a young company. Those days we say 2012, and now we are more than 9 years right now, right? So we are 2021, and we are very proud to say that we have actually a global presence in more than 10 countries. Okay, and we also win a lot of awards. Thank you to all our GIC members and supporters that been staying with us all this while. We managed to achieve all this, and we are also expanding our professional team, okay, to be better in every aspect. Today we have our friend here to share about law. Okay, maybe in future we can share about business, investment, and so on. So we are actually expanding more and more in our team. Okay, and global investment community is the community we have been building very tirelessly. Okay, putting a lot of efforts to build this community. Just take a few minutes of your time to watch this video to know a little bit about our global investment community.
What is global investment community? It's not about income inequality gap between rich and poor. It's about stepping together to bridge the gap by financial opportunities. It's about giving the right knowledge about investing, whether you're about to invest now or later. This is MCM Global Investment Community. It's where you can get a head start in your investing education. It's about gaining the time and market-proven investment strategies. Property Investment Life Cycle, PILC, and Business Investment Life Cycle, BILC. What does that mean? It means learning. Learning from the knowledge sharing. Learning from the experienced community members. Learning from the various proven strategies. Learning from the industry's diversification. Since its foundation, MCM JIT connects over 5,000 JIT members in 30 cities across Asia Pacific, European and Oceania countries to maximize the utilization of resources in the sharing ecosystem. Partners get connected with reliable resources. JIT members get maximum value being in the ecosystem. Thriving more than 400 global investment seminar, GIS, reserved exclusively for the JIT members. As what the late Kofi Annan said, knowledge is power. Seminars are one of the best ways to get proper insights from experts. In the investing world, seminars provide you access to these experts, so you can get a shortcut on what to learn and what to be aware of. And we will guide you all the way long. Let us help you more. Be part of our global investment community.
All right, as Mr. Kofi Annan said, knowledge is power, right? So that is why we are here today with you guys to share a little bit of knowledge about personal accident. Okay, so if you guys want to be a part of our global investment community, we are very, very happy to invite you guys to come and be a part of this. But today, okay, it's a good news for you guys. We have 10 slots, okay, 10 slots, fully sponsored GIC membership for you guys, okay? Take this opportunity, screenshot this or join quickly as possible so that we can actually reserve for you guys, okay? It's only 10 people, basically it's USD $50 is sponsored by our partners. So go ahead, take this opportunity to be a part of our GIC community, to learn with us and grow with us, okay? And I would like to start today's presentation. I'm not the speaker, but let me start today's presentation with two incidents that happened this year, okay? One is on March 2021, which is the SUKE highway crane topple, all right? The crane topple, and they have a few people got accident and some people even died, okay? In May 2021, we also see a huge accident happen in LRT, okay, which injured 213 people. These are incidents that happen daily in our life. Okay, we see it's either with commercial vehicle or public vehicle or any other accidents in public area. We see these kind of things happen. But do we know what are the things that need to be done? Okay, so I also want to share one more incident that happened in Malaysia. Very, 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 very lucky case. Okay, basically a father of four. Basically, you look at this car, you also like, don't know, maybe Abes already, right? But surprisingly, this person managed to come out without scratch. Basically, he survived even after hit by a lorry. Okay, so this kind of incident is lucky for him. He don't have to do any claim. But in case if you have to do any claim or we want to learn more about it, I would like to invite our speaker today. Basically, Mr. Sashpal is practiced as a litigation and a corporate lawyer and handled various high-profile and complex litigation cases involving injunction and disputes, not only in Malaysia, also internationally. So we have a very learned person and we have a very experienced person going to share with us about personal injury claim. Okay, with that, I would like to invite Mr. Sashpal. Are you here already, Mr. Sashpal?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, so let's pass the floor to Mr. Sashpal and you can share your screen. Okay, we can see your screen now. The floor is yours.
Okay, so thank you to MCM. Me and Max, basically, we go back a long way. I've been with MCM from the start, 2012, old friends. So he was giving me the idea that I agree, knowledge is power. You know, it's more about educating people what they should do, what they should not do. That's why I came up with this idea of this handbook series. That this is the first one. We starting with accidents. It's more like a short knowledge-based handbook. So it's compressed, and so when something happens, you won't go scrambling around looking for someone to ask questions, or you won't be lost. Uh, uh, I have an emotional attachment to accident cases. So, my best friend, a very close friend of mine, died in an accident a few years ago. He was traveling from KL to Johor Bahru, and as he was coming out from the rest place, there was a biawak crossing the road. Okay, as the biawak was crossing the road, he jammed his brakes. What happened? A lorry slammed him from the back. His car caught fire, and he died. And the sad thing is that he just got married 1 week prior to the accident. You know, and it's things like that. So I spoke to the father, and the father is like, "What do I do? Who do I sue? What can I do? What are my rights? I've really lost my son. Do I just forget everything?" It's very emotional, these kind of things. So that is why I feel, you see, accidents, whether we like it or not, it might happen. And Malaysia has one of the highest accident rates in the world. Unfortunately, bad roads and this and that. So this is sort of like a handbook. I hope that will help you all. It does not answer all the questions, but I try to compress it as much as possible. All right. So yes.
Allow me to intervene. You off your light, did it? Because we cannot see you.
No, my light is on.
Oh, okay, but it's dark. Okay, maybe there's a filter or something in front of your camera. No problem.
No, actually, there's nothing in front of my camera.
Okay. I think the camera is just dark. No problem. So you can go full screen and check. Carry on. No problem.
Oh, you can't see me, is it?
Yeah, I can see you, but it's very dark. As if like you off the switch and talking. You can see the reflection in your specs. That's all.
My God.
No problem.
So do I carry on?
Yeah. Carry on. You can see your slides.
Yeah. Okay. So the law of negligence, that is where we will start. Basically, it's a very wide area, personal injury, because you have many types of claims. The one which I'm covering today is only injury to your body, where you fracture your hand, or you fracture a toe, or you get cuts, or you meet an accident. For example, you are walking on the pavement, the side of the road, and you fall into a hole, which was supposed to be maintained by the local council, but which was not. So you sue, because third-party insurance in Malaysia is compulsory. Okay, for all vehicles, it's compulsory. It's an offense if you do not have third-party insurance cover. Even Singapore cars entering into Malaysia. So if a Singapore car knocks you, you can still sue him in Malaysia, because there's an agreement between Malaysia, Thailand, Singapore, Brunei, where you can claim against the insurance company in Singapore, even though the accident happened here. It's compulsory, all right? So like what I was saying, there are many types of claims. The one which we'll be covering is the first one, bodily injury. Probably next, as what Max was saying, in events of deaths, like what happened to my friend, that we'll probably cover in the next event. Yeah.
And, you can off your camera better. You just off. Yeah, that'll be good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So then you have property damage, which is the most usual ones, damage to your car, which we are not covering today. That is the most common claim that you will see, property damage, because most of the time when you meet an accident, just your car is damaged, but you are not injured. But there are times where your car is damaged and you are also injured. So what do? Okay, that's where you have property damage claim and bodily injury claim. All right, then of course you have medical negligence, you have occupier's liability, where say example you visit a shop and there's water on the shop on the floor, and you slip and you fall and you break your back, you hurt your back, so can you sue? All kinds of types of claims, but we'll be focusing today only on bodily injury. All right. So that's what Suren pointed out just now. the most common ones, the recent ones that we have seen, that Myvi, I believe was a Myvi, where he miraculously escaped. Lucky for him, most of the time that sort of accidents, the injuries are pretty bad. So for example, if unfortunately they die, who can claim? Can his wife sue? Can his child sue? All right, that will come under dependency claim. But where you're injured, all right, this is what you usually do. All right, first thing you need to do is lodge a police report. If you are unable to, or if you are in hospital, then usually a family member would lodge a police report on your behalf at the nearest traffic police station. And then what you do next is you need to compile all medical records, documents, bills, receipts, even ones that you might not think is important. Just keep it with you. Most of the time, I've actually encountered a situation. This person, he was not aware. You see, I met him and he said that, he's going through hard times. I asked him why. He said, oh, my sister was involved in an accident a few years ago, and she has lost her legs. I was amputated, so we have to care for her, and she's only 25 years old. Nobody will marry her. So then I asked her, so how much claim did you all get? They said, oh, boleh file claim. He asked me, can we file a claim? So I was like shocked. He was not even aware that. So I asked him, how did the accident happen? He's from somewhere in Pahang, some Jangka in Pahang. And then I was talking to him, and then he was like, oh, she was a pillion rider on a motorcycle, and boyfriend was riding a motorcycle. So he said, oh, it was his fault, so she can't claim. I said, no, she's a pillion. She's a pillion. There's a very high chance that she can succeed in her claim, even though it is her boyfriend's fault. You see, so that's the thing. If you are uncertain, you should always check. You should always check, because knowledge is key. So if he would have gotten that claim, it would have made his life so much easier. They would have covered the medical expenses of the sister, buy wheelchairs for her, medication for the rest of her life, a nurse, all those things is important. You cannot, I cannot emphasize enough how important it is when bad times hit, that you are prepared for it, and it might just happen. So compile whatever receipts that you have, your income documents, and then of course you need to speak to a lawyer and explain what happened. And this is right, the usual example of cases. The ones we have, for example, say you are driving a car, all right, and you are driving straight, and another car comes out of a junction. He comes out of a junction and he collides into your car. And so you had your right of way. Most of it is the Road Transport Act, your law. All of us went to a driving school, so we know the law. Everybody should know. That's why you are driving your car. So you had a right of way. This car came out of the junction, collided with you. So our law is fault-based, all right? So whose fault was it? It's his fault. So you were injured. So you will claim from his insurance company, because his car has third-party insurance cover. You are the third party, so it covers you. It's compulsory to have third-party cover. That is the reason why it's compulsory to have third-party cover. It's not compulsory to have comprehensive insurance. It's okay if you don't have comprehensive insurance. If you don't care about yourself, the law says you don't care about yourself, you don't want to claim for your own car damage and all, is fine. But you must have third-party insurance, because we need to protect others from you. A car is a weapon. We have to understand that a vehicle is a weapon. Like what happened, I don't want to comment too much in the case, when supposedly the lorry lost control and collided into the yellow, whatever might be, I think it was. It's a weapon. A lorry moving at that speed loses control. Can you imagine? And like the LRT incident, of course, then we have the what happened to MAS, where the plane went down. Vehicles are weapons. We have to understand. All right. So we need third-party insurance. That's why it's so important. There are other types of claimants, pedestrians. You are crossing a road, for example, and you are knocked by a motorcycle. You might think that you don't have a claim. You will say, oh, I was crossing under overhead bridge, so it's my fault. Yeah, but the law is pretty subjective when it comes to liability. It's not very straightforward. You know, I have a book, you know, where they give hundreds of examples in different kinds of situations. What did the court decide? And you'll be surprised the court has decided in so many different ways. What you might think is obviously unclaimable, but you'll be surprised it is claimable. Because I know this because I'm also I've been the lawyer I represent insurance companies as well as claimants. So I've acted on both sides. You see, so I've defended insurance companies and I've sued insurance companies. So both ways, the law is very subjective. All right. So, and you have to remember this time limitation, very important. 6 years from date of accident, right? 6 years and 1 day, you cannot file a claim anymore because the law says it doesn't want you to sit on your rights. It gives you 6 days, 6 years, file your claim. You do not file your claim, you come to see me, you go and see any lawyer, 6 years and 1 day, sorry, 6 years, that's it. And 3 years if it's a claim for debt and if you're suing any government bodies. Very important to remember, time limitation. Also, I've done a case before, 5 years and 350 days, I think. It was 5 years, 350 days. We were just hitting that 6 years limit when I so happened to meet this person who was walking by the side of the road on the walkway, and he fell into a hole and badly injured. And so we managed to get a claim for him. We sued the local council because local councils also are insured. Is insured, public property is insured. They take public liability insurance, you see. So he sued, and it was just before the 6 years, just before, 3 years. It was just before the 3 years. So you have to be careful with the time limit, all right? This handbook is comprehensive. I prepared this especially for all my clients and also for MCM. Later on, perhaps Max can share with you in a nutshell, all right? Bodily injury, this is what you claim. First, you have to see fault base, like what I've given you the example just now, whose fault it was, okay? And does that car who collided into you, does he have third-party insurance? I know it's compulsory, but Malaysia boleh, some people still don't have third-party insurance. You'll be surprised. They don't have insurance at all. No road tax, no insurance. Very usual, very common. If no insurance, I'm sorry, you can sue him personally, but you can't do anything much with it because to enforce the judgment is difficult. Of course, you need your police reports, your medical reports, your employment documents, that this is what you'll be claiming for. Your injuries, your loss of income, future income, your earning capacity, your medical costs, nursing care if you need, special needs, repair costs. The list is not exhaustive. It goes on and on. I've seen all kinds of claims. I've even seen cases of somebody claiming for a bionic leg. He wants a special bionic leg because he claims that he was an athlete, so he wants to go back to what he was. He said that you can't put for me a normal prosthetic leg. I need a bionic leg because I used to be a runner, so the bionic leg is expensive. So he put it in his claim. He said, I deserve this. You know what I mean? And all right. Like what I was saying, death, in events of death, we won't cover today. When you're injured, we need to know what are your injuries, all right? What are your injuries? And I've made this skeletal summation list of the injuries and how much you can claim. So for example, this is just a guide, all right? This is not cast in stone. It can be higher, it can be lower. For example, if you fracture your fibula, see, this is your fibula on your leg. So your claim will be between 12,000 to 14,500 for that one bone, the injury, all right? Not inclusive of your loss of earning, your medical bills and all that, just for the fracture of that bone, okay? For example, if you fracture your, let's see, a tooth, you fracture a tooth, okay? It's 3,000. And it's not necessarily fracture. Sometimes you chip your tooth, then the amount is different. So this is just a general guide. The costs can go higher or lower depending on how bad the injury is. This is all you need. I've broken it down. You have your skeleton, and then you have your anatomy. For example, removal of one kidney, removal of 2 kidneys. How much you claim? Loss of consciousness. You say you pass out, you automatically get 6,000. or if, for example, a collapsed lung, 6 to 5,000. It also depends, because usually when you have organ injury, it's not just one. And sometimes the organ injury can lead to something else that leads to something else, so then you add everything else, you add it all, and then you see what is the final figure. And if, just say, for example, see your fibula and tibia, they are on the same leg, and the fracture happened here, you break both, then of course the cord won't give you full, there will be an overlap. All right, if there are overlaps of injuries, then there will be a reduction of, say, 10%. Okay, so this is a general guide of how much you can claim. For example, there's a blood clot in your eye, 3 to 4,000. Partial loss of hearing, 12 to 30,000. This list, I got it out of we have in the Bar Council website. It's there, but it's in very detailed format, in long explanation. You can go and read there as well. It's there, the Bar Council website. But what I did was, I tried to simplify it as much as I can, because people generally don't like to read a lot of things. They like things in pictures and all, easy to see. You got a 5-page handbook. You just look at it and that's it. You know the law. So that is why I summarize it in this manner. Okay. Then of course you have your checklist. Like what I said, you need your police documents. There might be some independent witnesses. Make sure you urge them to lodge police report as well if they are independent witnesses. Of course, you won't be able to because you are injured, but sometimes it's good to go and check back at the scene of the accident, or if somebody would have witnessed it, did they see what happened, or if there are CCTVs there. The police usually does that, but thousands of accidents in Malaysia, so don't rely too much on their investigation. It's good to investigate on your own as well. You never know, there might be CCTV of a condominium which is pointing towards the road, and you, of course, you can't access it, but you can tell the police, then you help them in your investigation. They do a lot of work, the police, they are so worked up with these accident claims. Some of them, I've spoken to them in the past. 24 hours duty, it drags on to 48 hours, without any sleep. Because just so many accidents in Malaysia. For some reason, when we are switching lanes, we don't give our signal. We tailgate. When you see even Singapore drivers, no offense, my wife's Singaporean, but when they are in Singapore, very well behaved. But unfortunately, the moment they cross over, I don't know. Even Malaysian drivers, we drive horribly in Malaysian roads. Me as well, not as disciplined. When I go into Singapore, suddenly I become like a model citizen. I give my signal every time I'm switching lanes. I slow down everything. But here is just I really don't know what to say. It's the attitude. It's the attitude of Malaysians. I always feel that one particular habit which is I find very annoying is not giving your signal. It's like Malaysians are expected to be mind readers, because the car just inches towards you, but he doesn't give a signal. So you are wondering, does he want to come into my lane? Is he just joking? What is he doing? And you just have to figure out. And somehow, like foreigners, when they come into Malaysia, when my relatives from Australia then they come here, right? They're like, you guys are mind readers, how do you know he's going to change lane? I say, yeah, because he like acha a little bit, so I know already. It's like, that's how it is. That's why we have such high accidents in Malaysia. Is the attitude, so, and I don't see that changing. It's going to remain the same because nobody's doing anything about it. There is no education going on the road safety, nothing, so we need to educate ourselves so we know if something happens, what do we do? For example, here, this example, Ali was riding a motorcycle. As he reached the traffic light, he noticed it was green, so he proceeded straight. Then suddenly he collided with a car. But then the car driver alleges the traffic light were green on his right of way. So, and Ali says, no, my lights, the lights on my right of way was green. And if there is no camera at the said traffic light, then what happens? Then what happens is the judge is going to look at it and he's going to say, sorry, I think is both parties are to be blamed, because it's just impossible to decide. You know, sometimes we can cross-examine the witnesses. You can ask hundreds of questions, but they are so determined and so adamant that they are not at fault. You know, so that's when it becomes a 50-50 case. What it means is that liability, fault, traffic light case, 50-50. All right. What it means is, for example, you fracture your tibia and fibula, and say you have some scars. Your claim, just say you were entitled, example, to 40,000. Your estimate then claim amount is divided by 2. So instead of 40,000, which you are entitled to get, because liability was equally to be shared, so you end up getting 20,000. That is what it means by 50-50 case. You know, it can be 80-20, 70-30. It depends. There are so many formulas. I can go on and on. Like what I said, I've got hundreds of examples. Different situation, the different judge, or sometimes even the lower court judge might decide something else, and it goes on appeal. The high court might decide something else. If it goes up to the court of appeal, they might decide something else. For example, I did a case before where this guy was parked on the emergency lane, and he's saying that, yeah, there was an emergency. And I was representing the insurance company at that time. And so the lorry was parked on the emergency lane, and then this motorcyclist came and he collided the rear of the lorry. So during I was representing the insurance company, right? So I'm supposed to find fault at the motorcyclist. So I asked him, did you see the lorry parked there from a distance? He said, yes. I said, did you see there were hazard lights on? He said, no. I said, but was there a cone at the back? Yes. Then why did you still collide? That means you're not paying attention on the road. You know, you're not paying attention. He was like, no, because the weather, you know, it was not so clear. So I was uncertain. Was he parked? Was he not parked? I said, yes, but you saw the cone. Yes, I saw the cone. So that means you are also at fault because you saw the cone. There was warning. All right. Yet you collided into him. It's not like he opened his door and you suddenly collided. You saw it from a distance and still you collided into his lorry. But at the same time, you see, you might think that, oh, the motorcyclist is at fault. But you see, then the judge will then determine, why did the lorry park there? Because the lorry is not supposed to be there in the first place. Was it a real emergency? Or did he just stop to answer his phone? Or give his baby milk or something? What? Was his lorry spoiled? What? Sometimes maybe sleeping in his lorry? You know, so he's not supposed to be there in the first place. So he was there. So he's obviously at fault. So who is at fault? So in that case, the court said that the lorry driver is probably 80% at fault. The motorcyclist is 20% at fault, you know, because he didn't keep a lookout. So some fault is on him as well. So you see, it's not the clear cut. The law is not clear cut. There's so many variables. All right. I did another case before. There was some post-traumatic stress disorder. This driver, he was driving his car. Usually his wife always, in his BMW, his wife always sits with him in the front passenger seat. So happened on that day, his wife did not sit with him on the front passenger seat. So as he was driving, every day the wife sits on him on the front passenger seat, every day. So happened as he was driving his, I think it was a BMW, and a long pole fell off a lorry which was in front of him and completely crushed the front passenger seat side of the car, but he didn't have a single scratch on him, not a single scratch. Miraculously, nothing happened, but one side of his car, total loss. It's like the car just cut into two. No? So he was very traumatized, and he actually went to the psychiatric unit, and he couldn't drive his car anymore because he got PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and because he said, my wife would have died, you know, if she was there. And he did eventually get the claim because there was clear enough evidence that he was suffering from PTSD. All right. So, all right. So I will start wrapping up. This is all you need, guys. This is all you need, your handbook, you know, very basic. What happened, you know, what types of claimants, the law, Donahue, Stevenson. It started from a case of a snail in a bottle. and we end up from snail in the bottle. We end up with so what do lawyers do? How can we help? There's so many things that you need advice on, but you keep this handbook is useful in the sense that your basic knowledge, so basically something happens, what can you do, what do you need, because it's amazing people still don't know that they actually can file a claim. And it's not that we want to punish insurance companies or what, but it's our right, our right to, because I represent insurance companies as well. So a bulk of your losses come from paying out claims, which is a lot. So for me, is education is key. I feel road safety rules need to be improved, need to be enforced. Education, we need to educate people. People, you come out of driving school and that's it. You just be a taiko on the road. So it's like in Johor, very sad. The cyclists, young boys riding motorcycle, riding the bicycle middle of the night. They collided in with the car. I don't know what happened to that matter, but things like that happen. So do the families actually know what to do? Did they file a civil claim? Do they know they can file a civil claim? I do not know, but I hope that by this session that we have, that I've helped you all a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit, to know on what you should do, what are your rights if you happen to meet with an accident. All right. And okay, so I think I'm good. Suren?
All right, thank you for your sharing. You can start with sharing, Mr. Shashpa.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, thank you again. So, Mr. Shashpa, actually, for such a short time, so much of information. Okay, I actually wrote a note. Just let me share a little bit what I learned. Okay, one is you must have a third-party insurance. Yeah, I heard just now Mr. Shashpa say some of us don't have third-party insurance, which is very, very important. Second thing, every piece of bones and organ has a value. Okay, we got this of price tags.
Even a small scratch, is worth 2,000 ringgit. All right.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So take note, guys. Take note. Okay. And third most important thing is make sure collect as much of evidence and proof when we submit our claims, and don't expect the government bodies to do all the job. We also have to collect as much evidence ourselves so that the claim process is much more smoother.
Surya, I just want to add a little bit more. It happened to me when I was in Singapore. You see, whiplash injuries, people are not familiar with. That's what happened to Karpal Singh. All right, but his was a bad whiplash injury. But normal accidents, say a car collides you from the back, your neck moves front and back violently. Slight whiplash injury, you might think it's nothing, but it's claimable. 6,000 ringgit is there. And when I was in Singapore, a car collided into the rear of my car, my wife's car, and all I did was I went to a clinic. I told the doctor this is what happened. My neck violently was shaken, and so he wrote that whiplash injury. I collected my documents. I submitted to the insurance company in Singapore, and I was paid 1,000 Singapore dollars. So but most people they don't know that. You might think, oh, nothing's wrong with me, I'm fine. Yeah, but that is an injury. You did injure your neck. You see, because that's called whiplash injury. The most common type of injury is whiplash injury. Right, just to add that. Right?
Yeah, just to add value, I would like to ask a question right now. The point that you brought in just now, I have a minor accident. I go to a clinic. We need the doctor to write what happened, right? I mean,
yes.
In detail. I think if just go there, if they just write their dressing and give us the receipt, it might be difficult. But if they write there what kind of injury we have in the receipt, it is easier for us to claim.
Yes, and most of the time, if you have fractures, the doctor will refer you to the emergency. But if they don't, but doctors they will. If you have a fracture, they will write you have a fracture. I mean, I don't know any doctor who won't write. But if you still feel that you want to ask, then please or ask your doctor, did you note this down in your notes? Because when you go and see the lawyer, what the lawyer will do, like if you come and see me, I will write a letter to the doctor. requesting for his notes, so then he will open up his book, he'll say, oh, okay, and then he will write it down, he'll type it out and he'll give it to me. So if it's not noted in his notes, you have a big problem. You see,
Okay.
so, but most of the time, I mean, they are supposed to, by law, to note down properly. But if you feel you want to be double sure, then by all means, mention it to them. Please, doctor, note it down properly.
All right. I think we accidentally spilled the Q&A session here in live. Right. Thank you again, Mr. Shashpal,
Yes.
to share with us your knowledge and experience with us, which I think is really, really valuable. And thank you so much. And for our friends in Facebook and also Zoom, right, please take this opportunity. Okay, we want to hear from you. Please give us some feedback on today's event and also on how we can improve further. Or if you have any topic that you think you want to hear from us, you want us to prepare and present to you guys, please also feedback us. So I'll give around 30 seconds for us to do this feedback, and then we will move on with today's agenda. All right, thank you for your patience and also feedback. Okay, so I would like to take this opportunity also to share a little bit on what is upcoming in MCM. We have some interesting topics and also events for you guys. So please come and join us on 13th of October. We have a very interesting topic by our Chief Marketing Officer, Mr. Roy Ong. He's going to share to us about 3 deciding keys you need to know in equity investing. Okay, this topic has been very hot recently, talking about equity investing. So let's hear from our Chief Marketing Officer, Mr. Roy Ong, this interesting topic on 13th of October. Come and join us. It's going to be in Facebook Live as well. Come and join us. Okay, and we also would like to take this opportunity to let you guys know that we have launched our latest book. This book is how to say a compressed version of all the knowledge that you guys learn in MCM. We actually, our founder, Mr. Max Shankar, and also Roy Ong, have put in so much of effort to prepare this book for you guys. Okay, please go and grab this book. It's only 100 ringgit. Okay, you guys can get this book in www.youlearnmoney.com. It's actually sold there, and you guys can get the book as soon as possible. Go and grab this book, guys. The first version of book is the reason why today I'm in MCM. And this book, I'm sure you guys, is the beginning for your global investment journey. All right, so this Saturday, we actually have been promoting this. I'm sure you guys can see in our Facebook cover picture. Okay, this special event that's going to be done on 9th of October, which is this Saturday. We have lined up 4 awesome speakers. Okay, these guys are leaders in the market, and these guys are really renowned in the market. Okay, don't need to mention Mr. Teo Jun Ee from Kasam. We have Dr. Lorray. We have people, Mr. Lim Kim Yu from Sengpeng and PetSmall, and we also have Mr. Ang from Caring Pharmacy. So we have these people going to come and share with us about business strategy. So these are the people that we need to listen when we want to, grow faster and we want to, follow their footsteps. But mind you guys, this event is going to be in Mandarin. Okay, please make sure you guys can listen Mandarin at least. And if you're not, you can ask your friend who speaks Mandarin, come and let them to join, and then you can ask them to explain to you guys. Okay, so this event is only 60 ringgit for 2 packs. Okay, but if you guys are GIC members, all right, please come and look for us. We will let you guys know how we can actually claim this book, claim these tickets, right? Ask us, and then we will actually try to give you guys a complimentary ticket only for GIC members. For the people just now who scan our QR code and join our GIC members, thank you. You are entitled for this. If let's say you're not a GIC member yet, please come and look for us. Message our Facebook page. Let's see if our friends can give you the complimentary GIC membership. If let's say there are still slots. All right, so we are at the end of today's presentation. Only for Facebook. We have to say goodbye to our friends in Zoom. Okay, we will see you guys again in next Wednesday, same time, 8:30 with the next topic. And for now, we have to say goodbye, and we'll carry on with a Q&A session for our private members only. All right, so we would like to say bye to Facebook friends, and we will carry on with our Q&A